I love it. I love it. When I hear this man's voice, it puts me in a place of a great time in music and hip hop, especially on the West Coast. Personal growth. At the time that this man first came out, I was still a teenager, and a lot of the music that he made really motivated my partner King Tech and I to continue to do what it was we were doing. And I always found him interesting because he was from L.A. He was from Compton, to be exact. And at that time, when you thought of Compton, you thought of NWA, right? And you thought of Dr. Dre and some of the history that had came out of Compton at that point. I don't know why I never associated him with Compton other than the music sounded so different.
Okay.
Right? And the story, as you heard in his clip, that he told through his music was different. But it was relatable because we weren't monolithic people. So everything that Eazy-E may have talked about being in the streets doesn't mean he wasn't in the streets. It just meant when he went in the booth, he chose to talk about something else. And the way he did it was so unique and distinct in his sound. When you hear that song, Everlasting Bass, that song, to me, I'm not sure how far it went, but anywhere I went, I heard the song played. It was a part of its own genre of a different kind of bass music, car show music, right? Yeah. Car show music, what would have been what we call festivals today, back then type of music. His songs played in every region that had car culture. This may have been the most played song ever because of the low-end frequency of that 808 bass. Yeah. Right? And appropriately titled Everlasting Bass. I want to welcome him to the show. It's been a minute. I've been wanting to do this. The legendary Rodney O is here.
Rodney O! Very happy to have you here.
Wow, that's Tracy G. Heather B is on vacation.
That's right.
She sent love, though. She sent that love. Rodney O, man, I gotta shoot off a series of questions at you right now, man, because as big and popular as you became, it was strictly because of the music. I didn't know a whole lot about who the man was, who the person was, and how did you get in the business. But I want to start with Everlasting Bass. Everlasting Bass was the song that was the inspiration, the premise to the song Like That.
Yes. Produced
by Metro Boomin, featuring Future and Kendrick Lamar, that just set off a movement right now that got the West Coast just really reignited. The music business as a whole is reignited, right? When you first heard Like That, what did you think?
I had heard it like a year before. He was playing it at a club, just a little snippet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A year before?
A year before. I heard it in June.
That's even earlier.
June of 2023?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, that might do a little something. Because a lot of people have used it, but they totally messed it up. You know what I mean? So the elements that he used, I was like, okay. And I could just hear it from like iPhone audio from the clip. I was like, they got a little they got a chance to do something. So they wind up sending it to me before, because I had to approve it. So they wind up sending it to me like 2 weeks before it came out. But when they sent it to me, Kendrick wasn't on there.
Okay, you didn't hear that verse.
No, they didn't want me to hear it.
Okay. Why? Because they thought you could easily
probably hit him upside the head for some more money or something.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what I think it was.
Yeah, you could still do that if you wanted to, but.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so you heard it a year ago without the Kendrick verse, and then you heard it again 2 weeks before they released it without the Kendrick verse.
Right.
What did you think when you heard the Kendrick verse?
I said this one's gonna go.
You said it's gonna go?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna go.
Wow. All right.
For one, from the popularity of them alone, you know what I'm saying? And then just the way they did it. Metro really, he put his foot in it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did that open any doors of possibly working with him on future stuff? Not Future the artist, but things in the future. Yeah. I got confused.
He's used my songs before, like with 21 Savage. Nobody Disses Me. It was just an album cut. It wasn't a single. But the album went gold, so that was cool for me. You know what I mean? So I don't really care about working with new and upcoming art. Because I come from a place, man, where either you get it on your own, you don't need no help. If you got to have help, you're probably not going to do that. I just come from you got to do it. If you don't do it, that ain't going to happen.
Okay, but what about the opportunity for generational, people from different generations to come together and plant that seed into this new generation who Rodney O is?
I mean that's cool, but it's like with being an older rap guy.
Yeah,
man,
you good.
They look at me like I'm a doo-wop artist. Or
okay,
something.
A doo-wop artist.
That's to me. That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Why
to
do
me,
fools fall in love?
The young cats, they look at the older cats like, whatever.
Like,
that's how I feel.
Rodney O is here, man. We talking about like that, but the original Everlasting Bass. Now, this is interesting. This song came out in 87, 88, right?
Right.
At that time, you got Eric B. and Rakim, you got Run DMC. You got a lot of groups with DJs. And it was the general consensus is that the DJs were not only the DJs, they were the producers. So they were producing. We all believed Eric B was producing for Rakim, and you know what I mean. And we believed that Joe Cooley was producing for you.
Right.
What was what? How did that work?
Joe was actually DJing for Kid Frost at a car show.
Okay.
And my manager at the time was at sound check and seen him cutting up. He's like, man, if you ever need some scratching, call this dude. So I'd already had the track for Everlasting Bass done. And I brought him in and he tore it up so cold that I was like, oh man, I got to put his name in here. I got to make that a main part of the song. And that's how that came about.
So you and Joe Cooley weren't a group prior?
No, I didn't even know him.
I even know him.
First of all, Kid Frost, this is for La Raza. Salute to Kid Frost. You got to give him a big round of applause. Pillar in this hip-hop scene here in L.A.
Yep.
Joe Cooley, who was an exceptional elite DJ for the West Coast, performed in a new music seminar, the DMC battle. I feel like he went up against Cash Money back then and was just tremendous, just like one of the most celebrated DJs. And then there was General Jeff.
Yeah.
Rest in power to him, right?
Yeah.
How did Jeff come to be a part of the group?
Jeff was just always around. Jeff was always around the record company, Macola. And just a hype man. And, back then that's what it was, about your hype man and stuff like that. Then he would come in and, put his 2 cents in on the records. You should do this, you should do that. So back then I was like, if you was cool with me, you had any type of talent, you come on in.
Where did you start music? Like, how did you get in?
Man, a lot of people don't know. I started actually because I'm from Riverside, California. And me and Marquise.
You not from Compton? I always thought you was from Compton.
Wow.
Nah, that's Joe that's from Compton.
Joe's from Compton. Joe Cooley's from,
Yeah, so when the Compton.
So you moved to Riverside?
No.
Not like that, okay.
Damn, Sway.
Oh, man.
West Coast unification. What happened?
Yeah, no, I came to South Central in 86.
Okay.
And started doing music. But I started with Brother Marquise from 2 Live Crew. I actually put 2 Live Crew together.
Stop, hold up, man.
Whoa.
And you will see my questions because I was going to ask you about the relationship between you and 2 Live Crew because the music, the sonically sounded so much alike.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just we was both around each other and was on that 808. That's like I hung around Mr. Mix, who was in the Air Force, and he had all this equipment. He had 808s, turntables, and that was it. That was a heartbeat.
So what would Uncle Luke say to you saying that Rodney O put 2 Live Crew together?
I don't give a damn what Luke would say. Luke was just a record company. The 2 Live Crew didn't perform well on stage because they was new, so Luke knew what to do because he had a club.
Okay.
So he knew how to get the crowd hyped. So when 2 Live Crew was up there bombing on stage, he said, I got to get up there and help. That's how he came in the group. He didn't start the group. The group, 2 Live Crew from the West Coast, they moved to Florida because their records started doing good.
No.
In Florida. So wherever your record's doing good, that's where you're going to get that money.
2 Two Live Crew is from where on the West Coast?
Riverside.
Oh, wow.
My hood.
Wow. And a few of the brothers passed on.
Yeah, Marquise just, we went to high school together,
Wow.
everything.
Marquise is from Riverside.
Yeah. I put him in Two Live Crew.
Sway's mind is getting
Yo,
blown
you
right
have no
now.
idea where I'm at right now. Go ahead. You put him in Two Live Crew.
Yeah, because it was Mr. Mix, Chris, who was Chinaman, and this other guy, I think his name was V or something like that, and, he didn't believe in it. So he left. He was in the Air Force, and I said, you need to put my boy Marquise in your group, because I was already doing my own thing. And called him up, got him together, and, yeah.
That's how that happened.
That's how it happened.
Wow. Okay. Rodney O is here. I'm getting gamed up right now. So the bass genre of music, what we call bass music is, Two Live Crew, Latrim, yourself, you remember them?
Yeah.
He
probably Shy D, too.
MC Shy D, gotta be tough. All of these songs. Where did it begin? Did it start in Atlanta? Where did it begin as far as you could tell?
I really don't know, man.
Okay.
I mean, all that stuff was playing, but I wasn't looking at it like it's from here, it's from there. I just looked at the 808 machine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't put it into, this is down south, or this is Florida, or this. Just never came to my mind.
You came out at a time too when there was a lot of I call it regional divide, and I say it's a divide because you could be from Riverside and have a hit record, but because you're from California, that hit record won't get love in other places, at least on the radio, right? Yeah, and I'm just curious too, what was that journey like for you as you start traveling around the country and almost having to show and prove who you are and that you belong there? Did you get a lot of resistance the further east you went, or what was it like?
Yeah, but I never tripped on. I'm like, whoever's gonna like it's gonna like it. I was never on. We gotta blow up in Cleveland. We gotta blow up on the East Coast. I was never on it. I'm like, my record's gonna do what they do, and if it don't, it's all right. Because I was independent, so I felt like I was on a major because we was getting all the money.
Yeah, y'all was selling. How many albums would y'all sell independently, would you say, on average?
About 100,000.
100,000, but independently you're getting more back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We was killing it.
Yeah?
We was killing it.
Because all that money was coming back to you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And independent from jump.
Yeah.
Because you did Everlasting Bass when you were 16.
Right.
God damn.
So you've been making money since 88. Jay-Z said it in the lyric, but you doing it for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's why the song resonates now, because I was a kid when I made it.
Okay. And so it resonates with kids now. You say you didn't care who accepted your music, but you did have a project called Fuck New York, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So something ain't adding up right there.
I did. That was later on. With the first I wasn't tripping. Then as it went on, it's like, man, we're not getting no love though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if somebody ain't gonna like me, I'm gonna give them a reason. Don't just not like me.
Okay.
So let me give them a reason. Plus, I was independent. I'm like, well, shit, the press I'll get off of this and people talking about it, I might sell 50, 60,000 more records independently. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
We was selling them $8.99 a pop.
So you was getting $8.99 per your wholesale cost was $8.99?
Yeah.
Jeez, my God. Wes, what we doing, man? Come on, you got Brian Sampson been making people rich his whole career, ain't got there himself. What are we doing, Brian? What are we doing, B? Yeah. That's to do the math on that, Tracy.
It's a lot.
100,000 times $8.99.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. How did you manage it?
Didn't.
Okay.
When you making money, man, you just think it's never going to end.
Right.
At least that's how I thought. And then, hey, you got a warrant, you need your rent paid, your car payment due. I was
dishing it out.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's right when everything started to turn, and so the distributor filed bankruptcy on me over $1 million, and that just crushed me. You know what I mean?
Wow. Who was the distributor at that time?
CRD.
California Record Distribution. See, I used to use CRD in City Hall.
Yeah, all them, man. Yeah. And then so they filed bankruptcy on me, and then it's like I'm like, okay, let me see what I can get. But they got Tower Records, they got all. So I was low man on the totem pole. So
what year was this about?
92.
So what happened? What happened that make them go bankrupt? Was it CDs or?
Yeah, it's just the internet, internet,
technology,
technology just killed it off.
Killed the analog distribution.
Yeah, Tower Records, Warehouse, Licorice Pizza, gone.
That was all gone.
Yeah.
Shout out to George's Music Room out of Chicago. They, he was one that stayed the test of time. Yeah. George. Let me ask you this then, because you did everything independently. You made a slew of hit records. More recently, you start hearing about people like The Dream or different folks selling their publishing catalog, right? Mm-hmm. Are you able to do that? And is that something you would done or would do?
Yeah, for the right money. I mean, I have publishing deals now, and yeah, I would. It depends how much money, but yeah, I would do it.
You would do it?
Yeah.
Okay. He got bangers. Rodney O is here, man. I want to play Coolie High real quick, and I'm going to open up these phone lines and just really process some of the shit you just said to me. I'm just blown away right now.
You need a moment?
Yo, Rodney O put together 2 Live Crew. 888-742-3345. Shade 45, Sway in the morning. You are in. This is such a treat.
Yeah.
We have a hip hop juggernaut. First on so many levels. This man has been independent in his career from day one. And I remember when me and Joe, all these different projects came out. 3 the Hard Way. Fuck New York. All these different projects that came out. But this man was a staple, especially in what would be considered the festival industry of now. He would be a staple. Car shows were humongous.
Yeah.
Car shows were like another way you can break without radio, without all the general, like the components you needed to break in the past.
Wow.
We learned that Rodney O also put 2 Live Crew together, brought in Joe Cooley, General Jeff, rest in power. And we also know that Metro Boomin has produced a couple of songs using Rodney O's original music with 21 Savage as well as Future and Kendrick Lamar. We'll find out what other songs he's been a part of. But what we haven't heard is his genesis. It wasn't as an MC. He didn't just jump in as an MC and start programming the 808. I beg to differ. I think there was something prior to that. There are a lot of famous groups and movements, LA Posse, that are from here. Egyptian Lover, all of these different names, and
yeah.
I'm wondering what relations did you have with the early first generation LA artists that came from hip hop? Let's start with Egyptian Lover.
Yeah, Egypt was the one I put my Everlasting Bass record out on.
Okay.
Egyptian Empire Records. He used to come to Riverside, San Bernardino in Uncle Jam's Army, and I used to go watch him DJ, him and Bobcat, and just check him out, man. And yeah, Egypt was a king back then.
Yeah.
My beat goes boom, Egypt. Yeah, so he was the guy.
What was the LA scene like at that time, man? Because it was so different from New York and other places.
It's just party, man. It was just a party. It was just all of it. It was really up tempo, and Everlasting Bass was the first one with the 808 that was slowed down. Everybody else's records was 120 beats per minute, where Everlasting Bass was 89.
What made you slow it down?
I just wanted to do something, just a groove, man. You know what I mean? And I wanted to slow it down and do something different.
Okay, I like that. Man, we got Rodney O here.
Yeah.
All right, Tracy G, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Sway, you mentioned this is a treat, and that couldn't be more accurate a word, because like that isn't the only apple to fall from the Everlasting Bass tree. And for myself, first time that I heard that from Metro Boomin, I brought it back to 2007 with one of my favorite mixtapes, the Drought 3 from Lil Wayne with I Can't Feel My Face.
Yeah.
So instead of saying Everlasting Bass, he says I Can't Feel My Face. Yeah. And then so now to understand the father of it all.
Yes, Rodney O.
Right, because wherever you feel like the origin story lies, citizens, most of the time there is a deeper origin story, so it's beautiful. How did you feel when you heard that? What was your reaction to that?
The Lil Wayne?
Yes.
I thought it was killer, but they just put it out on a mixtape. So I'm like, I can't make no money from that. That's what I thought. That's the first thing I thought. I said, damn, I can't even make no money from it.
E40 used it too, though, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't make no money off that one either?
I mean, like I said, that's a hard record to redo.
Okay.
You can't play with it too much. So if I used it was like a $8,000 keyboard.
Okay.
That all those patches, and then you try and do it, and you use a $1,500 keyboard, it ain't gonna sound the same.
Okay. And,
so people was replaying, and the sounds was thin, and it just wasn't right.
It wasn't right. Have you ever met Wayne?
Never.
Damn, man, he killed your track, bro.
No, he did.
He smashed that.
And then 3 6 Mafia also used it for Who the Crunk Is.
Okay, we got some callers right here, but more currently, some of the things you're doing. DJ Quik is a good friend, our brother. We've been wanting to have him up on the show as well, and I found out that you also manage DJ Quik. Is this true?
Yeah.
Wow. Just more fun facts.
Yo, Rodney O says it like, hey, man, I heard you won the $10 million lottery. Yeah, that happened.
Because this been his reality. You getting surprised.
Yeah. Man been famous since he was 15. What's it like being famous since you was 15, 16? Is life real to you?
I mean, that's why I just don't trip off of nothing, man, because it's been a part of my DNA for so long now. Wow. So it's like I don't really get fazed by anything.
It's like that, huh? Yeah. All right. Like why are you managing Quik, and what has that experience been like?
He needed a big brother at the time. You know what I'm saying, and somebody that could look out for him and just handle. He's such a big artist to me that there was just a lot of strings that I seen that just wasn't right.
Yeah.
So I said, man, let me come in. Well, I didn't say let. I just started doing it. It didn't even like, hey, you're gonna start managing. I'm gonna start managing you, and it wasn't nothing like that. It was just a work relationship and seeing where some things he was falling short on getting done. Me just to come in and make sure it was right, because from being an artist and having a record label and knowing about the publishing and masters and all that. A lot of artists, they don't know that. Just because, people think that artists know the record business because they've had a big record or something. No, that ain't the case.
They don't go together, bro.
Nah, don't.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, most of them don't know the record business.
They don't.
And that's why you hear a lot of gripes years later. You hear people screaming about the record business.
Yeah, and then they'll be mad at management and labels and all that, but they put the contract in front of you, bro.
Yeah.
But you just gave it to whoever. Maybe whoever you gave it to wasn't on point.
Mm-hmm. Or had an agenda.
Exactly.
Rodney O is here. You got a lot of callers, man. I want to take some of these callers, man. Chris in the Bay Area. Quick questions. All right, go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, what part of the Bay you in?
Hey, what's up? Richmond, California.
Okay.
Richmond, California, man.
Okay.
So that's the thing. You were talking about regional, and the 808 just brought everything together. When I was in grade school in Richmond, my classmate gave me 2 cassettes. He gave me Rodney O, Joe Cooley, Me and Joe, and also Mantronics, the first album.
Ooh.
So I was like, it sounded like from the same area. So when you were talking about just the connection of the 808, it took me decades to figure out that they were from New York. So
when Mantronics, MCT, is Mantronics from the UK? I think MCT. He's from New York. New York, and then MCT, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. What's your question, Chris?
Well, I was just blown away by his story with 2 Live Crew, and I had to call in. And I was like, oh, man, that reminds me of, Mantronics and Joe Cooley. I just thought everyone was from the same area. So I was just commenting on what he was saying back then. It wasn't, a regional thing. So
Did you ever?
It was just more of an 808.
Did you and Mantronics and these guys come across each other at that time?
Nah, not at all. But I love
that was
Mantronics.
that was my main thing.
They was high tech to me.
They were high tech, right?
Yeah, they was just like craft work, and to me that was like and even Soul Sonic Force. That was just the pinnacle to me as far as production and stuff like that.
Wow, man. Mantronics. We got to get Mantronics up here. Chris, thanks for bringing that up, brother. You're a super citizen, man.
I swear to Mona.
Anybody that mentions Mantronics is a citizen of this show.
Absolutely, with ease.
And I know a lot of y'all saying, man, who? Look it up. Mantronics with an X at the end, all right? Let me see. We got Paul from San Bernardino on the line. Paul, what's up?
Hey, yo, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, Sway? What's up, Rodney O?
What's happening?
Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate your work, man. I found out you're a big part of my introduction to hip-hop. I was 8 years old when I found the Everlasting Hits cassette from my brother. Man, I played that back-to-back, front AB. I almost played the tape out, man, to just listen to all those songs. It's just a big part of my, my hip-hop journey. And I just want to say thanks, bro, for your work.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks.
His name Paul.
You know,
man.
like
Rodney,
you
got to
said,
say his name, man, so he'll remember this for the rest of his life.
Good looking out, Paul.
Oh, I already remember it, bro. This shit is too crazy. It's like I said, man. It's
All right, you said it, Paul. You're a citizen, brother. You're a citizen, man.
Go on demand and record
Work
yourself,
together,
Paul.
man. It's just a live show, Paul. You know what this is. All right, let's go to Alabama. Let's get one more. All right. Hold up. Let me go to Chicago.
Okay, shot down.
Devontae, what you want to say?
Yo.
Hey, good morning, Sway and the family, Grand Rising. I wanted to thank Joe Cooley and Rodney O for everything, man. Y'all rock Chicago. My question is, did you tap Magic Mike on the shoulder because he was snapping with that 808 right along with you guys? Did you have any influences on him?
Nah, not at all. I'm trying to remember some of the music.
DJ
right
Magic
now.
Mike, it had the bass CD. I used to have those. It was like DJ Magic Mike, make the car go boom, and then like Feel the Bass was a big song.
Right,
yeah.
That's the early bass music.
Yeah, early.
That might be the inception, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I played something, Feel the Bass one time when we were in Miami, and he hit me up. He was just like, "Yo, somebody finally like throwing my songs on." So
That's right.
yeah,
Wow.
That's dope.
Hey, but y'all live forever in Chicago, man. We bang y'all, man. I'm talking about y'all done tore up many trunks with that 808, man. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. I'm a long-time listener. I've been listening to y'all for years. 2 in the morning. I'm a citizen. Thank y'all for everything. I love y'all.
Oh, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. And have a beautiful weekend, all right? My man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Devontae.
All right.
Yo, Rodney O, this might have to be the first of a series of conversations because you already just – what did we learn today?
Oh, my goodness.
Man, Metro Boomin has worked with Rodney O before and has been inspired by his music and has sampled it. Rodney O put together 2 Live Crew. Rodney O put a lot of people on. He manages DJ Quik, even though DJ Quik is DJ Quik, but Joe Cooley – the way they became a tandem, and then General Jeff. Who are we missing that you worked with, that you helped put together or put on?
No, I would say that's probably about it. I can't think of nobody.
Okay.
I can't think of nobody.
That's
else.
honest.
And we learned he's from Riverside.
And we learned you from Riverside. I want you all to go back, and me and Joe and Three the Hard Way and all of these different projects that he put out, these songs, these hits, represent a soundtrack of a particular era and genre of music that will never die. They're still sampling his music, and it's 2024, right? So, man, congratulations, bro.
Yes.
I appreciate it, man.
And I got a chance to introduce you at Cameo Summer Jams. Y'all were all up in Northern California, car shows. I didn't really approach you because Rodney O had the longest waves in California at that time.
Yeah.
And he used to walk around with a lot of jewelry and shit in his ear. And I figured this dude must be. I thought you were hardcore, bro. I didn't want to approach you because
You was
I was
intimidated?
not intimidated, just respectful.
Okay.
Of the space. And he was from L.A. But threw me off. You didn't rap about the gang affiliations and stuff like that, right? You chose not to do that.
Nah, it was, it was all because I came up with party music, so that's what I wanted to make.
Yeah.
And then, when NWA came out, our stuff was not frowned upon, but it's like, okay, put that to the side. And, you know, the same thing because I used to help Yin Yang Twins. That's another group.
Oh, snap.
All right. And
What? I ain't just gonna bypass that.
yeah. And I told them because at the time it was when the records weren't doing as well. I'm like, man, there's gonna be a resurgence, and y'all gonna come back stronger than ever. I said, you guys remind me of me and Joe. Was like when the trap music came out in the South, that's what everybody was on, and like not put Yin Yang Twins to the side, but didn't pay them as much attention. I said, but it's always going to come back to some party music. So, and now, you know, they're probably the busiest rap group there is.
Right now.
Right now.
And this was pre-Lil Jon coming on board and helping them out?
This after.
It was after?
It was after.
Okay. Wow. We didn't know all of this,
Damn.
man. Give it up for Rodney O, man. Rodney O. What's coming up?
Working on some new stuff, man, and just documentaries and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with it.
Sound like you might need a narrator for that documentary.
Right.
Hey, man, why not?
In 1988.
That's your audition,
Right.
I
Sweat.
got you, ready.
Hey.
Come on, man. Hey, give it up for Rodney O, man. I appreciate you, brother. And thank you for your contribution to this culture continuously. And don't go anywhere.
Nah, I'm trying not to, man.
You got it, man.
I need to eat what you eating.
You see what I got?
Yeah, I
Look,
see
come
it.
on. You see me, man. My wind is up. My stamina is good
That's
right
right.
now, baby.
That's
Come
right.
on, man. I'm touching. Well, never mind.